My name is Abraham Pokpogbe, the lead partner for the creative industry at Aid One Consulting. Today, I'm preparing you for your next tax returns that will happen in 2027. But I want to take you through this of how the creatives can prepare to pay the barest minimum tax without stress. It is important I explain the concept of tax returns, the legal foundation for it. And that basis is found in the Tax Administration Act of 2025 that stipulates that tax shall be payable on all income of every taxable person for each year of assessment. But the original foundation is found in the 1999 Constitution of Nigeria that says that every citizen above 18 years must declare income and pay taxes. That is, if those citizens earn income at all. I believe our creative people in most cases are above 18 years old. For that reason, they are required to file their annual tax returns. Now, who is a taxable person? A taxable person is anyone involved in any economic activity, whether in employment or business, or you do freelancing or a lot of creative gigs and digital works, you're required to file taxes. Or you have a property where you earn income, you're required to file taxes. Or you have an intent to earn income, you are required to file taxes. And that means you are a taxable person if any of this applies to you. So if you're a taxable person, what should you do? And that is the basis of your personal income tax returns. Now, this is personal to you as a person. What must you do? The first thing you have to do is to say, ahead of 2027, when I'm required to file my taxes, what should I be doing in 2026? Number one, I need to keep track of all income I earned now in 2026, ahead of 2027. Second important point, a lot of people don't know, a lot of creative people don't know, is that it's not your income that is subject to tax. It is your net income, meaning that the government says that all allowable deduction them in all tax allowable expenses, all expenses you incurred in deriving the income that you are doing for your creative work, the government says is allowable for deduction, meaning you have declared your income, all relevant expenses relating to your creative work are liable for deduction, and then all relevant tax reliefs are also liable for deduction. On this is basis for which you will now calculate your what your tax is. Your income minus your allowable expenses minus your tax relief, and then you have your tax payable. What are the common misconceptions? Basically, a lot of people, creative people, particularly those who work, they feel that once their employer have already paid their payee for them on a monthly basis, they're not required to file. That's not what the law says. The law says, notwithstanding, an employee shall file an annual return, meaning that if your employer has been deducting payee from your salary, that's just one part. They feel that at the end of the year, you must file to say, yes, this is where I work and my payee has been paid, but I also had other gigs. If you didn't have any other gigs, yes, whatever income that was declared and for which payee was paid on, that's all you will file. But if you have other income you earned, you are meant to declare it and pay taxes on it. Number two, for very people who think that according to the new tax law, they are earning 800,000 and below in the whole year, that since they are earning 800,000 and below, they are not required to file taxes. No, the law requires you to file, even though you're not paying any taxes at all. Now, a lot of people in the creative sector feel that they are in an informal sector that is not tracked. For that reason, they feel they will not pay taxes. yes, the law requires you, whether you're in the formal sector or informal sector, you are required to file your taxes. So what must you do? If the job is for you to file your taxes and do it well, what must you do? Number one, I must say this, you need to register for tax purposes. A lot of people are registered for tax purposes unknowingly even. What we mean is that as an individual, you must have a taxpayer ID based on your state of residence. This is not a Lagos state thing. This is a function of any state in Nigeria where you know that's where you are residing. You register with your tax authority and you get a tax ID. That's a very important point. And that tax ID should be used for all your correspondence. When you're doing any contract as a creative person, you must quote your taxpayer ID so that when you're withholding taxes are deducted from your earnings, you'll be able to have it against your payer ID. Very important, number one. Number 2 point is record keeping. You see, so that you will not be stressed out and feel that, oh, it's all my income they're subjecting tax on. No, it is your income, less all your allowable expenses, less all your relief, and then on the net of it is what taxes will be charged. But if you'll be able to do that, it then means you have to keep records. So how will you keep records? We'll talk about that. And quickly at the end of the year, 3 months after the year has ended, you file your returns in whatever state you may be residing. Now there's penalty for those who are not filing. The law may not be hitting right now, really, in Nigeria. A lot of people escape this, but this is the penalty for not filing, right? And if you do not even go through any form of penalty at all, there is a problem. Particularly for the creative people that are very popular or very high-end, and we've seen that a lot in the news, when a creative person, for instance, that is based in Lagos, will suddenly say that the Lagos state government levied him a heavy taxes. It's likely because that person possibly did not file his annual returns. For that reason, when you don't do that, what the law says is the government may make administrative assessments based on best of judgment, meaning that they can estimate what they think is your income. They could look at the noise you are making or how much you say you earn from a particular movie, or somebody who did a particular major movie and it went up and a lot of revenue was made on it. They may just deduce and say this is what you earned. With that already, that puts you in a very uncomfortable state because the government is now determining what should be your taxes. In this case, rather that you lose the right to determine your own tax, the burden of proof is now on you to say, prove it that you didn't earn that money. And then interest and penalty will still apply. So I go through all of that. In our country today, we may not be at that level where this is effective. But in other advanced countries, this is effective. But so sincerely, it's even beyond paying taxes. The issue is even knowing what you want as a creative person. All right, let's go to conclude now. Recently, the filing for 2025 ended in March. Most states extended by a month to April. A lot of people were jittery. In fact, I'm hearing that over 100 million people registered for tax purposes only because of this new law. But you see, the pursuant of this may not be effective now, but over the years it will be. So, for instance, now, ahead of 2077, what must you do? If you must file the appropriate taxes and pay the barest minimum tax, the record keeping starts now. Gathering the document and filing it starts now. And what must you do? And that is why at A1 Consulting, we're trying to introduce you to something that will aid you, something as smart as your simple bank app that you will use in gathering your document, in keeping your record, an effective tool to make you calculate your taxes. But it's beyond your taxes. It's first about keeping records for your creative works. And so what should you do? Log on to www.simplex.acreatives.org, a free accounting app that will help you track your earnings and your costs. So it's not about taxes. It is first keeping your records, knowing what you want, and then considering tax. Tax is just minor. First is keeping this record. And that is why you need to go to this. All right. Once you log on to simplex.acreatives.org, it is an application for a hub for creative people. You log in, your email and your password. If you have not signed up, you go to create an account and you sign up, and then you log in. If you log in, it takes you straight to your portal. This is your private portal, exclusive to you, and your data is private. Now, assuming this is 2026 that we are in, imagine if you have been using a Creative Simplex. See what it does for you. The application helps you to track all your income, your total earnings. Because like you're seeing here, if you come here, your earnings, all your earnings will be recorded here. It's showing here. All your earnings, if you have kept track of your earnings. The various projects you're doing, it keeps track for you. And then you'll be able to see all your earnings. Number two, it helps you to track all your expenses. All your various categories of expenses you can see on my screen. So it helps for all that you're doing. But more importantly, you can see it's not more about taxes, it's even for you. It helps you now to even see the various categories of your expenses. That if you have spent, for instance, 8.7 million on expense this year, sees that the percentage that is to allowable, the one that is due to rent, the one that is due to non-allowable expense, and the one that is a tax-free expense. See what are allowable tax expense, meaning expenses that the law expects you to deduct from your income, the net of which you will not pay tax on, not paying tax on your entire income. So if you don't keep track, how will you be able to do this? So what you do is you can see the various classes of expenses that normally creative people should have, and if you see an expense that should be here that is not here, if you chat us and you let us know, we'll add it for you, right? Rent again is allowable. Non-allowable relates majorly to expenses, to loans, to friends and family, or personal expense that may not be creative related or related to the earnings you add. And why not? And there's some expenses that are tax-free, e.g. life insurance. If you put money into life insurance, the complete money is free from taxes. If you put money in National Housing Fund, it is completely free from taxes. If you put money in pensions, as a creative person, planning for when you will not be on the stage again, planning for when you will not be in that popular stage when you earn a lot of money, every money you keep for pension as a person is free from taxes, meaning it's liable for tax purpose. And guess what? After you have tracked your expenses, you can also see your simple profit and loss at every point in time. It shows you your total earnings, total expenses. It shows the breakdown of the expenses, and it tells you your net income, which is like your profit as a person. But see, more importantly, it now takes you to your normal income tax exposure. It shows your tax exposure at every point in time. As you are keeping your record, it's calculating your taxes for you to help you to see this is your tax exposure freely. So your total earnings, it allows you to deduct all your liable tax expenses. It deducts all the tax-free expenses and rent release. It then gives you what your tax liability should be. And if you have withholding taxes that you have tracked during the year and you have collected it, it tracks it here and it tells you what your probable tax payable is. You can imagine that. So that at the end of the year, all you need to do is just look at minor adjustments, get clarity, boom, you go and file your taxes easily because you have tracked your records. You see, this application is not basically for filing taxes. It's not for tax purpose alone. It's even for you as a person to know your creative work. Let me give you a small snip into what it looks like. If you want to see what your profitability is over the years, you can look at it. Look at it. In 2026 now, you've earned 32 million. Total expenses is about 8 million. Shows your net income. If you have been using this application for years, you can see it shows you your total earnings across the years. It can also show you your expense trend. In 2025, this is what you spent across the years for that year. It shows your comparative for 2025. It shows your comparative for the previous years. You can always see. And then why not? It can even show you, very important part, your cumulative earnings, meaning that it shows you the total contract you got over time, total barter deals, meaning that if, for instance, you're meant to earn 50 million from a project, but because the person is your friend, you charge 30 million. This application helps you to record the 20 million that you took as barter, like for free. Because your real creative work, your real creative value is your contract price that you charge plus your barter is the real worth of yourself. So right now, the worth of this person is 156 million. But what he has had in contract is 98. And what he has earned as at now is 55. And the total withholding tax that have been deducted from his fees is 2 million. And the total net he has ever gotten into his pocket is 54. He keeps that track through simple record keeping. And guess what? This application also helps you to track your withholding taxes, the withholding that people deduct from yourself, from your earnings. You can see all the withholding tax people deducted from you. And if you need to follow up on anybody who owes you, instead of you calling the person, the application can help you do that. You just go to the person that is owing you, that you're yet to collect, you go and say, remind the person. And because you have done your record properly, this will automatically remind the person. And until your withholding tax is paid to you. This is what a creative simplex can do for you. Now I must say something to you, that if you really want to know how to use this application very well, other than the very short video you've seen what the application can do, please go to www.simplex.acreatives.org for a detailed video of how to do it, how to use it. And I must say something to you, that if you can use your simple banking app, you surely can use this simplest application. And that's why I encourage you to please, as individuals, whether you own a business, you're a CEO, a producer, whatever you are, this is absolutely something for you. Now, I'm sure some people are watching at home, you're watching right now, and you own a business, you say, how can I do this for my business? While this application is dedicated to individuals, right? If you need further clarity for your business, please, you can always reach out to us at info@aid1.com.ng, or call us on our number, or go to our YouTube page at Aid1 Consulting for further details. Thank you for your time. Once again, my name is Abraham Popogbe, the creative partner at Aid1 Consulting. Thank you.